Okay, so today we're diving into something really cool. It's a fascinating blueprint for community-led change happening in Battle Creek, Michigan. It's called the Community Alchemy Initiative, and it's all built around this incredible idea of turning regular residents into citizen scientists so they can reshape their own neighborhoods.
I mean, this quote just says it all, right? This isn't about some expert coming in with a top-down solution. No, this is about giving people the actual power to understand their world and then improve it directly. So how does it all work? Let's break it down.
All right, so let's get into it. What is this community alchemy thing anyway? The name itself is pretty intriguing, and the concept behind it is, well, it's simple but incredibly powerful. It's about taking that local, on-the-ground knowledge that people already have and mixing it with new scientific skills to create something genuinely valuable for the whole community.
At its core, this project is really doing two major things at once. First, it's a hands-on program to really boost environmental literacy, giving people the tools they need to monitor their own living spaces. But at the same time, it's also smart workforce training. It's designed to connect the health of the environment directly to the economic health of the community by creating real local jobs.
Okay, but a big vision like this, it needs more than just good ideas, right? You need practical tools to make it happen. So let's take a look at the actual toolkit that puts this power directly into the hands of the residents there in Battle Creek.
And here's the brilliant part. It's all about making this stuff accessible. We're not talking about complicated lab-grade machines that you need a PhD to figure out. Nope, these are simple, yet really powerful pieces of tech that put the power of environmental monitoring right into the hands of everyday people. So let's look at what's actually in this toolkit. We're talking 3 key devices. First, a radiation detector to check out the soil and buildings. Then a TDS and EC meter, which is for testing water quality. And finally, a pH meter to measure how acidic the water and soil are. Put them all together, and these tools give you a real, data-driven snapshot of the environmental health of a place. And check out that status column. All of them are ready. This isn't just a plan on paper, it's good to go.
Okay, so people have the tools, they're getting the training, that's great. But how does that actually turn into, a job, an economic opportunity? This next part is where we see how these new skills build a real, tangible career path.
This right here, this is the engine that drives the whole initiative. It all starts with step 1. You learn how to do that hands-on environmental testing. That skill then becomes the foundation for step 2, developing digital skills, things like basic coding and app development, so you can manage and understand all that data. From there, you get to step 3, where residents can actually create their own microservices. Think things like neighborhood water quality reports or superlocal soil testing services. And all of that leads directly to step 4, generating real, sustainable, local jobs. It's a complete, self-sustaining ecosystem.
Look, any project worth its salt has to have clear, measurable goals, right? You need to know if you're actually succeeding. And a Community Alchemy Initiative has set some very specific, very tangible targets for its pilot phase.
First up, the goal was to train more than 50 residents in hands-on environmental testing. Think about that for a second. That's a solid group of new citizen scientists in just one community.
And it doesn't stop there. For over 30 of those residents, the aim is to teach them the digital side of things, basic coding and app development skills. This is the part where collecting data turns into a seriously marketable skill. And what's the end result? The big payoff? To get at least 10 new peer-created microservices up and running. These are the small businesses and the new services that are going to be the direct economic result of all this training. But it's not just about creating jobs. As important as that is, there's another huge piece to this puzzle: policy impact. The data that these citizens collect isn't just for their own use. It's going to be compiled into official community reports that are designed to inform and influence local policymakers. This gives the community a seriously powerful voice, backed by their own data, to push for real, actionable change.
And just in case you think this is some pie-in-the-sky idea for way down the road, it's not. Look at this timeline. The presentation to the city is set for this October. Public workshops kick off just a month later. The Workforce Bootcamp launches in January, and by March of 2026, they plan to submit that first community report. This is happening, and it's happening soon.
So let's just pull back for a second and bring it all together. When you combine citizen scientists, accessible tech, workforce training, and a direct line to the people making policy, well, you get something pretty special.
And this is what's so powerful. Yeah, it's starting in Battle Creek, but but it's really designed to be a replicable model. This is a blueprint that can be picked up and used by any community that wants to empower its residents and take control of its own environmental and economic future.
And that really brings us to the fundamental question behind all of this, doesn't it? It completely challenges the old top-down way of doing things and asks us to imagine something different. What really happens when you put the power to measure, to build, and to advocate directly into the hands of the people?
Well, there's your answer. They don't wait for solutions to be handed down to them. They use their knowledge, their new skills, and their new tools to build healthier, smarter, and more prosperous communities, starting right where they live. They build their future from the inside out,